Yeah, so our company is kind of set up with the different groups of experts in each of these industries serving on smaller teams. So we have a robotics team, we have an aerospace team, we have a medical team, for example.
Most people think manufacturing's dirty, boring, or dying. They're dead wrong. This is Manufacturing Runs the World. We're here to fix the misconceptions, teaching the next generation how modern manufacturing really works and why it matters more than ever.
How's that been going? How did that even come about?
Yeah, we can't share too much about it yet because the deal hasn't gone through completely. But we're just excited to be able to work with such a large, global company with such a far reach and such a huge customer base. So we're excited about the opportunity that it brings for us to really help our customers more on smaller things and more of the off-the-shelf components too, to really add some value to our assemblies and production parts and all that good stuff. So
Yeah, I browsed your website and I noticed you guys take on orders for manufacturing and design on your website. Have you guys heard of mfg.com at all? No? One of my previous guests created that some, I don't know, 14 or 15 years ago. He sold it to Jeff Bezos, but it looks somewhat, or at least adjacent to what you guys do.
Really? That is so interesting. I'm looking it up now. Jeff Bezos bought it. Amazon uses us as a supplier sometimes. So,
Yeah.
oh, you know what? Yes, I have seen this website before. So they kind of pair you with a supplier, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure entirely. I was just meeting with Mitch Free and he was talking about it. So when I was
Okay.
researching your company, I just was wondering if there's any correlation there.
Awesome. Cool.
And Tessa, you have a pretty interesting career path. Did I read right that you're both a CNC, a CAD designer, and marketing manager?
Yeah, I wouldn't say that exactly, but I'm a mechanical engineer. I do have experience in engineering design. So I've designed aerospace parts, some medical parts, and I've worked a lot in finishing as well at in prior jobs, I guess, in prior roles. I kind of fell in love with metallurgy, and that led me to CNC machining metals mostly. I've done a lot in machining, metals, finishing, all of that jazz, aerospace, all of it. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, for viewers, I had to look that up. Metallurgy. Can you explain for the anyone that's listening that doesn't know exactly what that means?
Yeah, so it's metallurgy is actually science and the behavior of metals, so or metallic elements. So it's how they react to the environment, how they perform, what alloying elements make them unique, and how varying the composition of a metal alloy can change its physical, chemical, electrical properties, as well as investigating why things fail. And that's my favorite thing to do, of course.
Yeah.
See why things fail and see how to fix them from failing in the future.
So there had to be a point in your career where, the light bulb went off and you were like, I'm going to go down this career path, this very niche thing within manufacturing. What was that one thing, or was it just as you studied it, you fell in love?
I fell in love with physics in high school, and I kind of started down the engineering career path then. I was trying to convince my physics teacher to let me sit in on the AP senior physics class when I was a freshman in high school. And that's where it started. And then it kind of evolved. I was working at a plating shop, a small family owned plating shop. And I showed up one day and they had a scanning electron microscope with an ADS in my office. And I was like, what is this? And I was really fortunate to have a great metallurgist train me on how to use that equipment. And he was working for a large aerospace company at the time. And I was just really fortunate to have a lot of mentors who taught me a lot of hands-on, tips and tricks and things about metallurgy. So that kind of propelled me I'd say, into that.
And you mentioned you liked seeing how you can make the metal fail. What is the biggest thing that you've made fail?
Well, I personally would never try to make something fail, but I like investigating why things failed. I think one of the most interesting things that I worked on was a plating defect on an electrical contact for a military jet. And Fictiv, we don't do any weapons manufacturing. I just want to call that out. But this is still valid experience for me to bring to our customers now.
Most manufacturers are sitting on better marketing than they realize. It's in their sales calls. It's in their production meetings. It's in the way their team solves problems every single day. But none of it gets captured. None of it gets distributed. None of it turns into visibility or pipeline. That's what we fix at Manufacturing Growth Systems. We help manufacturers turn the knowledge already inside their business into content, distribution, and sales. Because the world doesn't need more generic marketing. It needs to hear from the companies actually building things.
So it was a small, tiny little electrical contact that actually allowed for communication within the aircraft. And there was a small little defect in the Swiss CNC machining process that was causing the inability for the plated coating. It was gold, actually, that was going on these to adhere correctly over an edge of the part. So, I mean, we're talking like 10 microns in size of a defect, right? That would cause failure in the air for these. And so it's just really interesting to see how such a small and seemingly insignificant issue can cause such large ramifications for an overall system of an airplane. Like it's mind-blowing. So that still fascinates me.
Now at Fictiv, is there a specific industry that you work within? Do you stay within that aerospace industry still?
Yeah, so what makes Fictiv really interesting is that we have customers in pretty much every industry that you can think of. So we have customers who are designing the next electric vertical takeoff landing aircraft, basically, or we have customers who are making, storage containers for storing bulk foods in grocery stores and enabling customers to get those without a lot of waste, so we just have a large realm of things. And we've also worked a lot in the medical industry on surgical robotics. So no day at Fictiv is ever the same. And you get to really have exposure and really be able to solve problems that best innovators in these industries are working on, which is so phenomenal. And then you get to follow those innovators through from when they're prototyping and when they first have an idea and when they aren't getting much attention from these large contract manufacturers, but they can come to Fictiv and we'll make them one part. And that's fine. We don't need to make them 5,000 parts for them to get our attention. We'll make them one part and we'll help them. We'll give them design feedback and we'll give them tips on how to finish their parts and how to make them more robust and then how to make them better for manufacturing, more cost effective whenever they do go to manufacturing, or perhaps more robust as well. So we really do offer all of that. And it gives the team at Fictiv a lot of opportunity to work in different industries and really get that exposure. And I also find that honestly, working with a lot of the Fictors, as we call each other, with different backgrounds really helps us to solve challenging problems with unique perspectives. So if you take someone's aerospace experience and you apply it to a problem in robotics, yeah, it might be a different industry, but a lot of the same principles apply. And a lot of the lessons that we've learned in those other industries, we can take to our customers and apply them there seamlessly.
Yeah. And you mentioned you work with everyone that sounds like inventors to even things that have been in production for decades. Is that accurate? So someone that might appear on Shark Tank and then existing people in the aerospace industry.
Right. Yes. So we have customers who are just starting up. So they're just ideas and they would like to see if they're, even feasible, or they'd like to create some looks like prototypes to share with potential investors. And then we follow customers throughout the full product development life cycle. So from the ideation to test hardware, and we can actually help to outsource that testing as well. So we partner with many labs in the US and abroad who can do testing, and then we move them through kind of bridge production or pre-production, as well as mass manufacturing, end of service or end of life plans as well.
If you believe manufacturing deserves more attention, more respect, and a bigger voice, go to manufacturingrunstheworld.com and join the community. That's what we're building here. A place for the people, companies, and stories behind the products, the machines, the parts, the processes that keep the world moving. Because manufacturing does run the world, but too often the people doing the work are invisible. So join the community, and at the very least, follow Manufacturing Runs the World wherever you're watching or listening. Help us amplify the industry that builds everything.
We also have customers who come to us at various stages throughout the product development lifecycle as well. So we'll have customers who say, well, we started this in our shop, but we weren't actually able to handle the capacity that we needed because demand for this just grew so fast. Like, we did not anticipate this. What a great problem to have. But unfortunately, planning for that can be kind of challenging and take time. So we really allow those types of customers to get to the first to market advantage without having to spend a ton of money on capital investments, right? Very quickly and in a manner that's probably too rushed and not thought out well enough. And we can really help there. And then we have a lot of customers who come to us and they've been unhappy with the service or the quality that they're getting from our competitors, whether digital manufacturing marketplaces or traditional manufacturers, and they're just frustrated. And so they come to us when their project has already, taken off and they're in mass production, but they just need something different.
Mm-hmm. How are you able to serve that wide range of customers? I know I'm speaking from my own experience of, if you try to do everything in digital marketing, then you're a jack of all trades, but a master of none. Do you guys face that? Do you have a process in place that helps you mitigate smaller customers versus large existing enterprises? Or
Yeah, so our company is kind of set up with the different groups of experts in each of these industries serving on smaller teams. So we have a robotics team, we have an aerospace team, we have a medical team, for example. They are supported by salespeople, technical experts, probably have manufacturing experience directly in that industry or an adjacent industry, as well as quality personnel, manufacturers that are chosen because of their experience, knowledge, and robust capabilities in those industries, as well as salespeople and really strong technical program managers who can help each customer go through the product development lifecycle, plan for manufacturing, really offer that technical expertise from DFM to BOM cost downs to NPI readiness assessments to BOM consolidation and, just a lot of other things. And this is also backed by our global network of suppliers and our global network of fictors who are right there with our sourcing teams, and they're at the manufacturing centers around the world, able to really interject when something arises, and they have that expertise in those industries. So we offer that unique balance, having like a cross-functional approach when needed of people from various backgrounds and various experience, as well as having people with decades of experience specifically in these industries that our customers need help with. I find that that's really valuable, especially for the engineers who are just starting out, right? It's so hard. It's so hard to be a design engineer just starting out. You don't get a lot of that hands-on experience in school. You just don't. So having these kind of mentors almost that are technical experts at Fictiv really helps out.
that is a great segue into kind of STEM programming, STEM learning, which didn't exist back when I was in college. So you kind of had to learn on the job. Is there any educational stuff that you took on prior to this job, or even still now? Is it just the on-hands or on-site learning that you have at Fictiv that helps you with that? How does someone who's getting into the field stay up on their educational stuff of something that changes so often?
Oh, sure. Yes, it's very challenging. Personally, I took internships where I knew I would have to do the dirty work behind the scenes. So I've welded, I've run CNC machines, went out there and cleaned parts, I've bead blasted, I've plated, I've done all of it. And I would encourage young engineers to really ask for those opportunities. Even if you don't have a job opportunity that directly allows you to do that, ask the machine operators if you can, fix your parts. Ask them if you can learn how to weld. They'll probably let you do it. And it will provide you with such valuable experience you can use for the rest of your career.